What's up YouTube, Kronos here, and welcome back to the PSO2 video. So today they actually dropped a pretty awesome tweet over on the PSO2 global Twitter. If you're not following it, at play_PSO2, definitely go follow their Twitter account. It gets a lot of information for us. They tweet out stuff that comes over from JP as well, in case you want to follow multiple accounts, or if you don't have a Twitter account of your own. I'd recommend at least bookmarking their Twitter page. It's super useful. That way you can keep up with the content as it hops out. But we're going to go ahead and scroll down and check out the most recent tweet that came out about 3 hours ago. So introducing Battle Power. In PS2 New Genesis, certain quests have a minimum requirement to join. Your battle power is increased through leveling up your character, enhancing weapons, and learning new class skills. Hashtag PSO2 NGS Global. So in this, they show off the video of how battle power works out. You can kind of see it. And Twitter compression kind of sucks. I don't think this is going to look good. And I actually don't know how loud this is going to be. So we're going to try to taper this a little bit and then try to, yeah, it'll look pretty awful, unfortunately, because of Twitter compression. You can see the battle power here. And you can see the battle power increase as they equip something. Goes up to look what looks like 839 or 836. And actually, like, you can see a pretty tangible benefit. And then they're going in and it looks like I think they're combining a weapon. Oh, they're grinding their weapon. So they're making this weapon stronger. It's going from 0 to 5. Now that it's 5, we can see the tangible benefit on their battle power, which has gone up. Looks like it's now 844. Pretty nice. So you can see how battle power does affect your character. And nothing equipped. It looks like it's just like your battle power is a combination of stats. It looks like it's your strength, class skills, and your level all together, which is really nice. But overall, I want to do a quick little video on this because I know this is like a point of contention for a lot of players. People are concerned. This video is not gonna be super long, by the way. A lot of people are concerned about, you know, what does this mean for the game moving forward? Is this going to be like some big issues? First off, I told you so. This is a conversation I had a long time ago with with people when we were talking about stuff like expert matching and things along those lines. Something that I personally said, hey, look, this is something that pushes other games forward, that makes it so that way you're not segregating players, but you are giving them a reason to push forward with like their gear, their progression of their character. To be perfectly honest, if quests don't have minimums, then no one's going to have a reason to push themselves forward with their gearing process, with how they actually build themselves up. There's no baseline. If there's no baseline, people don't know where to start. You have to have an actual want to build yourself up. And that's totally fine for players like myself. And I know a lot of you other guys in the community itself who build up their characters, build up their players that want that extra player power. However, for a vast majority of players, they don't pay attention to these sorts of things. And I can get where you guys are coming from in the mindset of, hey, well, then you know what? They should get this sort of thing. I had to put in sort of time, so on and so forth. However, if the game doesn't really teach this to you, I mean, I don't want to say it's not the fault of the players. It technically is the fault of the player itself, but the game should also really kind of give you a baseline to work from. You should have an idea of like where you should be when you're going into certain pieces of content. Also, this brings up a couple of different things that are available that reality can come from the opposite end of the spectrum as well, not just, you know, bringing lower players up, but also actually challenging higher level players as well. One thing that's very common in a game that I play on the side also as well is Final Fantasy XIV is minimum item level content. Essentially, Final Fantasy XIV has a system similar to Battle Power, which is called item level. It takes all of your gear and it gives you an average item level of each of it gives you an average item level of your character based on all of the gear you have equipped. For example, let's say you have all of this gear equipped. You have I don't know, 2 pieces of gear equipped that are one's like item level 1, one's item level 10. Your average, you know, item level would be 5 or 5.5. I can't remember the exact calculation would work out itself, but your average item level will be something in between, basically the average. They do that for all of your gear. They take that average item level, but they have content that we do called minimum item level, where they pull your max item level down to what the very bare minimum is that you need to enter the content, making it more difficult for you so you can't outgear the content as hardcore. This is actually a good thing from both perspectives, where you have the idea of you're taking the lower end of the spectrum and pulling them up, letting them, hey, look, maybe you need to work on getting this piece of gear. You need to work on, you know, getting this so you can actually get into the content. And then you can also create more difficult content for the higher end players by bringing themselves a little bit down, saying, hey, look, if you want a bit more challenge, maybe if you're doing this with a couple of friends, nerf yourselves a little bit down to like what the minimum would be. That way you guys aren't outscaling the content if that's something that you want to do. To be honest, I'm super happy about a system like this. Now, some people are concerned. They, like, oh, it's going to be more difficult. Sega is placating the more hardcore players. But honestly, this is something a game needs. This is the bare minimum that a game and MMO nowadays should have. You should be able to tell the player, hey, look, this is what we expect you to at least have when you're going into this content. That way you can properly balance the content itself. If you don't, then you're balancing everything around assuming the player is going to be getting what you actually are using when you're doing that content itself. And that's not the way to do it. So I'm super happy about this. This is super awesome. This is definitely something we actually needed. Nothing like expert match or anything along those lines. Granted, we had this conversation like forever ago. You guys already understand my 2 cents on the situation itself. But this right here is something that will actually tangibly help the player base moving forward. That way players aren't just doing random junk. Because in reality, you can get really, really far without upgrading any gear currently on PSO2. Like it's surprising how far you can actually get without doing anything to your gear itself and spending all of your money in other places. And as long as the system is done correctly, which it seems so far that it's actually being done pretty well. So it's not just your gear, it's your gear plus the level of your gear plus your actual character's level. So a lot of things look that they're taking into consideration. And if the system is done well, this is going to be super, super awesome. Anyway, guys, I do want to do just a quick little video talking about my thoughts on this. I want to do more of these moving forward. You guys have seen some more gameplay content on the channel itself. We're going to keep doing that sort of stuff, the daily grind, all that good stuff. Anyway, if you guys have any questions, feel free to toss them in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Again, be respectful to one another. This is not your place to have, get on your soapbox and just rant to everyone and talk down to them. We're starting a conversation about this because I would like to hear your opinions, your thought process, and what you think is actually going to work well for you. Anyway, guys, like the video is much appreciated and absolved you of half your ad block. Get the other half. This is all by subscribing. Both are completely free and they do help me out a ton. If you guys want to keep up with the content moving forward, make sure to click on that bell icon to be notified of videos as they go live, as well as community posts, or you guys can join us in the Discord or follow me over on Twitter for notifications via those 2 avenues. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Peace out.